Hello and welcome back to our Team Lotus F1 Manager series, and we only have 2 more races of 2024 to go, and this is the one from last as we are heading into Qatar for today's stream, and we are live streaming the full race in Qatar. Bit of an update as we've worked through this weekend. Mick Schumacher is not going to run this race, so as you can see, car parts damaged. His engine is under 30% and it has a minor fault as well. So it's going to cost 5 million for a new one, and I don't want to pay 5 million for a new engine when there's only going to be 1 race left of the season. So what we're going to be doing, unfortunately, Mick is going to be retired as soon as we start this race because you can't have an option to not run him. So we'll retire Mick straight away, and that means we can at least get that engine to the last race weekend of the season and Mick's final race of the season with Team Lotus as well. So we'll at least see him on track for the final race, but we're not going to see Mick today. So full focus is going to be on Daniel Ricciardo. Denny, how have you used that many engines? That is because Mick Schumacher loves to crash, and engines isn't the worst of it. So I think gearbox even worse for Mick. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Well, how many is it? Yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. On his 7th gearbox is Mick Schumacher. So all the crashes and incidents that he's had this season has cost us to use a lot of parts. So as punishment in a way, because of his mistakes, he's not going to run this race. Hi, Crazy Kai. Last race of the season. No, one but last. So got Qatar. This is Qatar, and then we'll be on to the last race of the season. No, not done liveries or anything. So as soon as I get to that last race of the season, off stream, I'll do a lot of prep work for 2025. He's probably cost more in crashes than it would have to sign Piastri. Probably, yeah, I probably could have signed any driver on the grid the amount of money he's cost us. So anyway, let's jump into some strategy. So what are they saying here? So they're saying medium, softs, mediums is the way to go. Let me try something a little bit different. We do like to conserve with Danny Rick, and this does work well across a lot of tracks, of course. Don't know if that'll be quick around here or not. Let's have a look. Yeah, it is saying that's going to be quicker. So a soft, medium, soft, but going a bit lighter on the softs are going to work for us. So we'll go with that. So as I say, Mick, we're going to retire. But Danny Rick, who is running in the race, we're going to go for a 2-stop, starting on the softs, then to the mediums, then back on the softs. We will start off on attack, but we will be dropping down light with him on those soft tyres. He's starting 11th. We qualified 12th, but I believe Yuki Tsunoda has taken a penalty. So we're up 1 place to 11th. We are probably expected to finish 12th. We're sort of best of the rest, plus Yuki. So the top 5 teams plus Yuki. So we're typically in 12th, but we'll see how we go as we start the Qatar Grand Prix. Yeah, I signed Piastri for only 8 million. Oh, that's a deal and a half, Denny.
The fans in attendance are absolutely... We're about to get going here in Qatar.
Here we go then. Penultimate race of the season in Qatar. Max on pole. What's new there? And we start 11th, Daniel Ricciardo. As I say, with Mick Schumacher, we are going to have to retire him straight away, unfortunately. Any Mick fans, but we need that engine for the last race of the season and not to spend £5 million, or dollars as it is here.
Okay, we're sorry for the issue.
So Mick, we're going to retire. Danny Rick trying to fight Russell here to get into the top 10. And we do, but we're not going to last too long in that top 10 because we don't want to wreck these tyres for the rest of the stint.
Okay.
So let's just have a quick look at tyres. So I'd say I wonder why Mick was out, but he wasn't last, but that's just because he's still running to the pits, of course. Yellow flag. Correa? I believe it's Correa. He looks to be dropping down the order here. Correa's had a lock-up.
This is what happened. Now here, we're taking turn 6. And the car just locks.
Yeah, lock-up and wide from Correa, so drops down the order there. Yeah, got me 48 points in the first season. Even got Albon on a podium somehow and Williams on the first season. Nice. Good work. And to be fair, I'm quite happy with our first season, how far back this car started. I wasn't even expecting points, but we've managed to get points. We should finish 7th in the Constructors, so Pretty happy with that. Right, we're just going to settle into this strategy. We're not really fighting George, but what I'll try and do is if he gets past us, we'll try to stick in his DRS if we can. But yeah, we are probably expected to finish 12th here, as I say. Where is Yuki? He did take a penalty. He is dead last, though, so we might be able to nick 11th. And then if anything happens ahead of us, of course, we can take advantage of that. So Mick has boxed and has retired. And Danny Rick continues to fight Russell. But yeah, it's just been a waste of $5 million. Got another yellow flag. Who is it this time? That's very brief. Can't see anyone tumbling down, so maybe a little lock up there. Alex Albon. Talking of Albon in the chat. And here we go. What's Alex up to? Yeah, just runs wide. Doesn't lose any positions. So it would be nice here just to build a little bit of a DRS buffer to Ocon and maybe just start to pull away while Yuki is sort of bogged down here. The two RBs, 19th and 20th. And we're obviously dropping pace to Hamilton here. So as I say, we're not really expecting to challenge this top 11. We've not got the pace of those guys ahead of us. But we do want to build a bit of a DRS buffer to Ocon and just have a nice comfortable gap really to 12th downwards. Russell pushing on his tyres a lot more. So yeah, it depends what these guys are doing in terms of strategy. Obviously we're two stopping, but we are on light in terms of our soft tyre running. Lap 23 will be our first pit stop as George does get past us now.
Yep, this is my pace.
And what we'll try and do is have a bit of a push on the battery. Just try stay with George if we possibly can. I'm not sure we will, but at least keep that DRS gap to Gasly. Yeah, Gasly on the soft. So the only medium runners ahead of us is Charles, Sergio and Piastri. So both, all three McLaren, Red Bull and Ferrari have gone split strategy. Half the drivers on soft, half on mediums. Both Astons on softs, both Mercs on softs. Then the only cars behind us on mediums are the two Hasses. But yeah, we've dropped away from George. As I say, as soon as he's passed us, it was always going to be a challenge. I don't really want to be entertaining a fight with Pierre Gasly, as Magnussen's developed a fault at the back there.
Yep.
Let's just manage this gap to Pierre. We might find ourselves in a bit of no man's land here. Oh, we're back. No, we're just out of the DRS to Russell, but we have now got a 3-second gap to Gasly. This might be one of those races where we're relying on something happening ahead of us because, as I say, we haven't got the pace to challenge that top 10. The only 2 races to go, this being the penultimate race. So we're just kind of seeing the season out before we can start to do some more work on the car. So we just managed this stint. As I say, we found ourselves in a bit of no man's land here. And what did we lap? Yeah, lap 15, did I say? I think I said lap 23 before, but it's lap 18, sorry. Lap 18, we need to be thinking about boxing. But yeah, it's kind of where the car is. Normally, as I say, Tsunoda is ahead of us. He is getting close, so...
We're okay on temperatures.
Tsunoda, what's his tyre saying? He's at 69%, so he has used a bit more than us. I feel Tsunoda could still have a chance of getting ahead of us here. He's only 7 seconds behind. We'd like him to be held up a little bit more behind those Alpines, but doesn't look like it's going to happen as he's already passed Ocon. He's now 2.5 off Gasly. Doesn't look like Correa is going to match the pace of his teammate. Kind of staying within that 2-3 seconds range to Russell, though. So, as I say, we're looking for something to happen. Tsunoda is now very close to Gasly. So we'll see it's it's about 6.5 seconds now to Tsunoda. Tsunoda is our only real threat from behind, I would suggest. I don't think anyone else has really got the pace to challenge us, so it's 11th is secure apart from Tsunoda. It just depends what his pace is going to be like once he now clears Gasly. How quickly he eats into the gap there. We've got 10% tyre margin, so he's going to have to pit a lot earlier than ourselves. Gasly, what's tyres looking like? So soft runners, we're at 73%. I think we're the best on the grid on the tyres at the moment, on softs, yeah. Some of these are absolutely cooking their tyres. Correa, who had that lockup, 45%. He's going to be first into the pits unless he's going conserve on those tyres at the moment. Probably wrecked his race in truth. What about anyone else? Yeah, so Correa I think will be first in unless he's going conserve. Colapinto will be close as well. Yeah, Tsunoda down. We've got 10% on Tsunoda, so it's not too bad. It's still... the gap is growing at the minute whilst he doesn't clear Gasly. Now at 7 seconds. Dropped a little bit further off George. Is Tsunoda going to get this job done now? Can't Gasly fight it. Looks like Tsunoda is going to get it done. So the gap is about 6.5 seconds. So we'll see what that looks like. It's maintaining that at the moment. But he might get an almighty undercut on us with those fresh tyres on. He'll be pretty pacey, I would suggest. But yeah, we're probably losing about a tenth or two, probably a couple of attempts to George a lap, so it is slowly increasing that gap. But yeah, Tsunoda's not exactly closing, is he? As Norris is first into the pits. Carl, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated, buddy. So Lando first in. He's going for an aggressive undercut. Has he got a gap here, or is he going to come out in front of us? Is that the gap he's found? Or is it the gap behind us, between ourselves and Tsunoda? I think it's the gap in front of us, between ourselves and George Russell. So McLaren, nice little early stop. Got any tips for me just about to start playing the game? I'd say if you're just about to start playing it, just jump in and give it a go. Rather than me give you some tips, I think it's always good just to try things. But I think the main thing, it depends where you're sort of starting your challenge, but if you're starting with a team lower down the grid, the main sort of tip I'd give you is go sort of heavy on design work until you get to the regulation change, and then that's where you want to switch over to less design and more research. But as I say, jump in, make some mistakes, enjoy it. Correa is jumping into the pits. Did anyone else pit there? I wasn't looking. It was just Correa now. So yeah, Correa did have to box as we expected. We were expecting him to be the earliest, but Norris did have better tyre life, but he's decided to go for an aggressive undercut. So I wonder where Norris will be down all this. Colapinto's probably going to be in next. Tsunoda maybe taking half attempt to a tenth out of us. No problem, Carl, no problem. But yeah, once you jump into it, if you want any more specific tips once you start learning, just jump in and ask away. Right, so lap 18. Let's say we find ourselves in a bit of no man's land. Obviously, it's a little bit less to do this race without Schumacher being in it, but Tsunoda is, yeah, he's got a little bit of pace on us, but we are managing it. He's definitely, I don't think he's on conserve. I think he's definitely on... Yeah, I think he's on light as well, because we're matching that 10%, so he's not using more or less tyre life. So he's trying to nurse those tyres a little bit now. Still around 6 seconds, but I would say he's probably taking a tenth or two out of us. What's the last lap? Yeah, 300ths on the last lap. Magnussen's mechanical fault is getting worse. We can see Tsunoda in the background now. Yeah, so a couple of attempts last time out, 4 attempts there. Whether he's just having a bit of a push, I don't know. We've got a bit of fuel that we can use.
Okay.
Albon and Bottas in the pits. I was actually thinking about starting with Williams and building up the... Yeah, Williams a good starting point.
They're just struggling to really push on the tyre.
Definitely, I might recommend going for a new driver. Unless you're a big Logan Sargent fan, then of course you can keep him. But you may want to think about a different driver. As Max Verstappen has developed a mechanical fault, is he going to tell us what it is, or is it going to be Crofty telling us?
It's not only upshift, it's a downshift.
He's got a gearbox issue by the sounds of it, as Max. See how bad that gets across the race. So we have got a fight on with Tsunoda, I feel, for this 11th place. But if we can maintain 11th, then we need an instant out here, and we could nick a point. That's what we've done kind of all season long. We've been best of the rest, and we've been able to capitalise if there's been any mistakes ahead of us. Yeah, I was going to get rid of him. Yeah, good call. Good call. Hamilton in the pits now. As I say, we're trying to stretch this out till lap 18. What's Tsunoda's tyre saying? Tsunoda will be in pretty soon. Had a bit of push on fuel.
Okay,
That's kept at that sort of 6-second range. And Gasly and Ocon in. Hamilton has stopped. He's come out behind us, but he will jump us once we stop. How much tyre life have we got in those mediums? We can't really stop too earlier than lap 18. As the Astons and George Russell is pitting as well.
Okay, gotcha.
Tsunoda staying out. Down to 33% on his tyres. He is now under 6 seconds. And we'll go a bit aggressive on these tyres because Tsunoda's clearly having a bit of a push here. Tell you what, we'll go attack for a couple of laps here. And just see what we can do. It's down to 5.5. Yellow flag. Someone spun. Not going to be a safety or virtual by the looks of it, unfortunately, because that would have been perfect for us at that stage. K-Mag. It's never a dull moment when K-Mag's on the grid, especially in F1 Manager. Oh, that's a big spin for K-Mag.
Sorry, man. No mistake.
K-Mag down in 19th. Got a mechanical issue. Tyres now down to 26%. Right, I'd expect Tsunoda to box at the end of this lap, and he is. So we now want to box as well at the end of this lap, and we're going on to mediums. We will have a big push here on this lap, this in lap.
Understood.
This is a rather chilled out race, isn't it? Not too much going on.
Understood.
But who knows? Only takes an incident and it'll liven up. So we stick with it. I just wonder what we're going to do in these first sectors, whether we're going to go quicker here. We are. We're setting our best time here, which is handy for our in lap. Where did Tsunoda come out? He's behind the Mercedes. He'll be a lot closer to us, I'd imagine, with him pitting 1 lap early. But we are having a really good in lap here. Right, now it's down to the pit crew then. Should be, well, hopefully there's no mistake, first of all, for the pit crew.
Oh, that's a slow
Oh,
one.
Magnussen's had a pit stop issue now. He's had a spin, he's had a mechanical issue, he's had a pit stop issue. Mag is suffering here in Qatar. But yeah, we can't afford a mistake here. If we make a mistake here in the pits, then we might be jumped by Tsunoda. If we have a clean stop, which we're not having a clean stop. Ah, it's 2 seconds. 2 seconds too slow. So I think Tsunoda's probably going to be within 2 to 4 seconds of us here. Time we get up to speed. Well, I don't know. It doesn't look that bad, actually. So that in-lap might have saved us. Because we're maintained at 7 seconds. Tsunoda's on the hards as well. That's interesting. So Tsunoda's gone soft hard. I imagine he's going soft hard soft. We're on the medium. So split strategy here with Tsunoda.
Okay.
Is everyone stopped now? Hulkenberg's not stopped. Perez is not stopped. So Verstappen will be the race leader after all this. Norris is 5th. I don't remember where he started now, but he obviously jumped in earlier than anyone else. What is Verstappen's issue was a gearbox, wasn't it? Well, I think we did look at that. Yeah, gearbox issue. Come on, make that terminal. Max has a terminal gearbox issue. Then we'll be in a very good place. Tsunoda's within 5 seconds. He's pushing a bit on those hards. I think it's going to be hard in truth to keep Tsunoda behind us. He is super... What's happened here? Oh, it's just glitching out. He was at 5 seconds, then it went to 11 seconds. I thought he'd made a mistake, which would have been nice for us, but he didn't. It was just the game bugging out for a second there. Hulkenberg finally makes his stop, and so does Perez. So everyone has now made their first pit stops of the race. Tsunoda looks like he's having a bit of push on those hards. And he is closing up to Danny Rick ever so slightly. I know we're doing a bit of forwarding on this... Oh, yellow flag.
I think this... Yes, it's Carlos Sainz.
Carlos Sainz has had a crash. What's happened here?
Right,
This
let's have a look
lapping.
as we go into turn 4.
Lapping a has...
Not a lot of wiggle
Surely
room
that's
here.
not K-Mag.
And you can see how the cars come
Sainz.
together. Now, I imagine their confidence will have taken a knock.
What an awful incident for Sainz lapping himself with one of the Hasses. Was that K-Mag or Hulk? It was Hulkenberg. It wasn't K-Mag because Hulkenberg's got damage. So Sainz, has Sainz got away with that? Has Sainz got damage? Not sure, but that's a bit of a sloppy incident. And Hulkenberg gets the penalty, being obviously the car that needs to get out of the way. Being a lap down, and he didn't. So Tsunoda now within 3.5 seconds. He is getting very close to us here. .3. I don't know if we can really respond to that pace. That's just his pace on these hards. He's not really... I don't think he is actually attacking on those tyres because it's only 2%. His pit was a lap earlier, so... Zhou's got a mechanical fault. Yeah, before that incident, as I said, I know we're sort of fast forwarding a lot, which we don't tend to do on this stream, but we are sort of in no man's land here. So we are just going to watch Daniel Ricciardo set laps. But we will jump on board as Tsunoda gets closer to us here, because we are going to have a little bit of a battle with him. Nearly halfway through this one, and yeah, we are hoping to keep Tsunoda behind us for a little while longer, but I think his pace is just superior here. There's not too much we can do about it. We'll try and stick with him as long as we can. And we'll ask him to be a bit aggressive on the defending Danny Rick. So we'll deploy out of here.
Understood.
I think it's a matter of time though. Tsunoda looks pretty close to me.
Understood.
But Danny Rick does cover him off there. Just about, does he? Is Tsunoda still there?
Confirm.
He is still there. Good defense from Daniel Ricciardo. Don't know how long we can keep that up, though. As Russell's developed a fault, that's interesting.
Just check. You're happy with the PU. A little bit of a strange noise coming from the turbo.
Sounds like engine issues for George. I'm late. What happened to Schumacher? We effectively didn't run Schumacher in this race, Jacob. His last engine is down to 29%. It's got a fault. And I can't afford to pay $5 million for another, considering we've got one race left after this. So we sort of sacrificed him for this race so we can have one last hurrah in the last race of the season. So, yeah, we've kind of just saved his parts for the last race of the season, unfortunately. So, George Russell, that won't show yet until he completes his lap, but it looks like his engine's down to 29%. So, yeah, it looks like he's developed a minor fault with his engine. So, that's one to watch. So we'll try and deploy out of here again, but I think it's going to be a hard task to keep Tsunoda behind us. We've got a car we're lapping here.
Understood.
We'd like this Haas to get out of the way.
Understood.
K-Mag. Of course it's K-Mag. K-Mag, you're not racing us, buddy. Right, thank you, K-Mag. Right, so we're just about keeping Tsunoda behind us, but we haven't, as I say, we can't match his pace, so it is going to be a matter of time, really. We have still got good tyre advantage on these guys ahead of us, but we are a long way back. I mean, we're 20 seconds off Hamilton on softs. And Russell, we've got 70% on. Kind of just need, yeah, these faults to get worse. Verstappen's fault is getting worse. Verstappen's fault is getting worse. This could be interesting. I feel we're going to need 2 retirements or a couple of crashes now to get into those points, because I do feel Tsunoda is going to get ahead of us at some point, so we will be down to 12th. 12th is comfortable. It's 23 seconds to Gasly, so to say that we've developed this car to be best of the rest, and the best is basically the teams you see in the top 10, the 2 Mercs, 2 Astons, then you've got the 2 McLarens, 2 Red Bulls and the 2 Ferraris. They're typically the top 10, mixed in with Tsunoda, who can get in there as well, so you don't see both RBs in there, though. As you can see, Correa down to 15th. It's the ability of Tsunoda. So it's normally those 5 best teams and Tsunoda are the top 11. And then we're typically 12th with a good margin on the rest of them. And we're just there to pick up some scraps if they occur. So that's what we're trying to do again here. And we've fast forwarded a lot of this race, so now we're just trying to have a bit of action, really. Have a little bit of a scrap with Tsunoda, why not? Is Correa pitting again, surely? Correa, did he go softs in the end? He did. Tsunoda soft hards.
Understood.
We've got to get these to lap 39. We've got 13 more laps till we have to stop again. But if you are dropping into the stream, you like the content, do smash a like on the video. It does help me out. Much appreciated. Here we go then. We're not gained on George, so that issue isn't really affecting him at the moment. It's more Verstappen's I'm more interested in to see what happens on that side of things and whether he will have to retire or not. Tsunoda's just dropped out of the DRS, so whether he's just having a bit of conserving, I don't know, but we'll just use this to top up the battery a little bit. He will come back at us, but we'll just use this maybe to top up some battery life whilst we can.
Okay, understood.
But Max is leading. Then you've got 2 Ferraris. I mean, the championship battle, I don't think Max has won the championship yet. I think he's pretty much there, but if he retired here today, that would make it a little bit juicy. Going into that final race of the season. Max on softs. What has Max done then? He's gone softs, and Charles has gone medium. That does mean Charles is probably going to be on a nice set of softs at the end. And Max is going to be on mediums or hard, so it might not be over, especially with Max nursing an issue. Marley getting away from Yuki now. Yes, we're pulling a little bit of a gap. I wonder if he had used some of his battery early on. He's just stopped deploying for a little while. Give us a little bit of respite. I still think he's got the pace there if he wants to use it, though. We'll see. Russell, we've got 6% tyre life. But yeah, Alonso, Stroll and Hamilton should be pitting a lot earlier than us, but the margin is pretty comfortable. Let's say it's 20 seconds to Hamilton, so long way away. Let's harvest again into those first 2 corners while we can. At least we can get, hopefully, quite a bit of battery back. Okay. So if Tsunoda does go for an attack again, we can use that to defend or use it to attack to get back past him. There we go, back up to 87% there. I tell you what, I'm not a fan of this this break in real life for Formula 1. I mean, I thought we just had a summer break.
Understood.
Always used to be the way, and now it's like we've got a later summer break or a autumn break. I don't know what you call it, but finding this 4-week break disgusting. That's what I find it. Season's getting juicy. We've got to wait 4 weeks for another race, or is it 3? We're down to 3 weeks now, aren't we? I believe it's 3 weeks, but it's too long. Either way, it's too long. I want to resume the Norris-Max battle. Tsunoda definitely has dropped back, hasn't he? What's he playing at? His tyre life is close to ours. It's a percentage margin. It was 2%, so that would suggest to me, and it's now the same. So Yuki has gone on to light. That is why he's dropped off a bit there. Yuki's on a bit of a light phase with his tyres, so I wonder why he's doing that. I don't think he'd get those hards to the end, would he? Or would he? I don't know. What would, if you put hards on now? No, even now yeah, he's not going to get those to the end, is he? He's obviously just trying to extend those hards. Let's look at last laps then. So we're 31.3. George Russell 31.2. Hamilton had a bit of a stinker. 32.2. Stroll and the Astons. So we're close enough to, not Stroll's lap, but the rest we're kind of matching at this phase. But look at this gap that's developed to Gasly. 30 seconds. So, you know, we can do what we like, really. Because 12th is going to be secured unless we retire from the race. But we're, what did I say? We're lap 39, so let's just continue to monitor that gap. I'm fully expecting Tsunoda to start pushing, and Russell's fault has got worse. Very interesting. So the gap is 14 seconds. Let's try to remember that. I'll definitely forget, but I'm going to harvest Ricciardo again into there. Let's just get this battery up as high as we can through here. That's nice. Our battery life wasn't great early on in the race. Just go for a push lap or two, so attack, push and deploy. We will, Denny. I want to leave it a little bit longer, closer to our in-lap, really. Or if Tsunoda starts to come back at us, we'll have a bit of a push. I can't really push on the tyres, though, that being said. So 14 seconds. It's come down slightly, but I don't know if that's just where we are across the track. So we'll see what it is the end of the lap. But could George be having big issues here? We've got 27 laps to go. George and Verstappen have got major faults now, and they've got to nurse those for the next 27 laps. Charles is 2.7 behind. I feel like Charles is going to win this race. 2.7 behind. He'll be on the soft tyres. Max will be on the mediums. I reckon they might both retire, getting the points. That'd be handy. If we have 2 retirements ahead of us, we should, well, we're definitely finishing the points. Because as I say, the gap to Gazzy is now near 40 seconds to ourselves. Riders Republic, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. So yeah, that would be very nice. We could relax a bit on Yuki there. We'll still, of course, try and fight him, but it wouldn't be as much pressure there. George is definitely losing pace. Sonic Man, thanks for the follow. Lewis, hey man, how's the game? I'm really enjoying this version of the game. Did a Caterham, easy for me to say, Caterham creator team. Oh yeah, I'm loving it. It's nice to create your team. I might do another series after this one. Yellow flag, hold on, we'll get back to that. Someone spun. I'm saying K-Mag Correa or Colapinto. Let's see. K-Mag.
Now we're just proceeding through turn 4. And the rear just lets go.
K-Mag, just retire, buddy. Let's get an embarrassing out there now for you. Yeah, no, I'm really enjoying it. The creator team gives it a bit more flavour. Create your own sort of stories, as we're doing here with Lotus. As I say, I may go back to a genuine team once we fully complete this. But yeah, no, I'm enjoying it. How did Caterham go? Have you finished it? Where'd you get them? How's Gaffney dropped 6 seconds in not even a lap? I don't know. What's his lap time saying? Maybe it was over a couple of laps, unless it was last lap. But he's 2 seconds a lap slower. George, we're eking into it by about 3 tenths a lap, it looks like. So it was 14 seconds, wasn't it, a couple of laps ago, and it's now down to 13. So it's not, we're not gaining significantly, but it looks like George is losing some pace now. Stroll and Hamilton, we're probably expecting in the next 2 to 3 laps. Charles sets the fastest lap. He's now a tenth off Max Verstappen. As the Ferrari man is not giving up his championship battle, he still mathematically could win the Drivers' Championship. It's near on impossible, but if he can take the win and Max can't get that car to the end, who knows what might happen. And he's going for it now. He's through. Now Charles needs to build that gap. Max will have to pit, but I feel this is Charles' race here today. Tsunoda's starting to close back up. Let's push on the fuel. Yeah, he's definitely saved some tyre life because he's now got a 2% margin, although they will obviously degrade less than us. So maybe he was just on standard, to be fair, but it's just the crossover, the degrade. Same, I'm enjoying the video version. 3rd season, I'm just slipping into the top 4 teams. Nice. Good stuff, Lewis. It's nice to have a slower journey as well. Build it up. That's what I'm enjoying with Team Lotus. We've not done anything magnificent this first season, but even getting points is enjoyable. Thanks for the follow, Lewis. Much appreciated, buddy. Yeah, because when I joined maybe a lap ago, Gazzy was 32 seconds back, maybe blue flags. Now Gazzy 41. Yeah, perhaps it was blue flags. Where is Gazzy on the map? He's there. Where are the leaders? Yeah, looks like the McLarens have just got past Gasly, so that probably explains it. All right, Yuki's having a go again. Are we coming up to Colapinto, I believe? Colapinto is our affiliate for next year, so Williams are not retaining him as a driver, and we have snapped him up as an affiliate. I felt sorry because we put Franco in the game for the last few races as in real life with Logan, but Williams not retaining him. So he gets out of the way there for us. So we've snapped him up as an affiliate. You could have blocked Tsunoda off a little bit there for us. Now you're part of the Team Lotus family. What track? Yeah, Qatar. As Denny says, that we're in Qatar. Lewis, yeah. Hold on. Let me just want to... can we get away without deploying out of here? Or if Risk not deploying out of there, I think we'll just hopefully be okay. He's nearly a second back. He'll, of course, have DRS. All right, we're fine there. So we'll start to deploy out of that final corner again. Yeah, I love how the game has developed every year since the first one. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people give the game stick, but I mean, you've got to look at series like Football Manager and different manager games, you know, such as that. They've been out a long time. They've been able to evolve over time. It's very rare you're going to drop a game and the first ever release is going to be magnificent. I think, you know, especially this year, it's been a better jump than 23 was on 22. But if they continue tweaking and adding to it, you know, what the game might be in another 3-4 years is going to be really good. I mean, this that they came out with from day one, the actual race engine, I mean, typically that's very basic for a manager game. And, you know, for me, in terms of sports manager games, it's one of the best engines in terms of, you know, if it's a football game, watching a match or a race or whatever. For this side of it, they've done well, but there's still a lot more tweaks they can do. But yeah, as I say, if they add to it year on year, it's only going to get better and better. So Stroll, Hamilton pitting now.
The last 2 laps, I got quite a lot of vibration, but not sure if it's tyre or brakes.
Still bringing that gap down to George ever so slightly. Right, I'm going to deploy out of here now. Hopefully Russell and Verstappen retire on track so you can get a safety car. That would be even better for us. And did we get DRS there off the kick?
Understood.
Oh, go on, block Sonoda off for us.
Yep, understood.
So we'll be close to being lapped now. Oh, can't be too far. It must be coming into the first corner now. He was going to say he's about 8 to 10 seconds back off us now. Right, so where are we at? So Stroll and Hamilton pitted. Stroll is still ahead of us even after that pit, so we're really not going to challenge him. What? Yellow flag. Safety car? Virtual? Go on. No. Surely not K-Mag again, no, show. Yeah, what is it to Russell now? It's about 13 seconds now, so it's increased slightly, hasn't it? See how that goes, but Charles has got a 5-second gap on Verstappen, so it looks like Leclerc is going to win this one. Yeah, it's still a young game. Hope that it does get to the sort of football manager level of depth. 11. Oh yeah, you're right. 11 seconds. Yeah. Don't know what happened with my maths there. What did I say? 13. Yeah, it's about 11 seconds, yeah, 10.8. 10.8 seconds, so it is still coming down. So Noda's dropped again a little bit. We have been pushing that fuel, though, for a little while. Yeah, still letting go. I hope that gets to sort of football manager level. Yeah, okay. I can't see why it's not, because it's not like they're taking stuff away from it each game. They're adding to it. Obviously, the affiliate stuff came out this year. They can expand on that. I think there's definitely things they'll expand on, so yeah. I think it's just going to get better and better. Hopefully they keep at it. It's not a series that goes away anytime soon. I personally enjoy it very much. Right, so let's have a check in terms of pit stop again. So it's lap 39. We're about 3 laps out of that. What is Tsunoda's tyre life? I wonder how far Tsunoda's going to go and then whether he's going to go on some nice softs at the end. Gap is still about 11 seconds to George. What's the last laps? Yeah, only a 10th in that last lap for us. Oh, no. Second, sorry. Because that was a 32 one, so it was a second we took out of George, actually, there. George is stopping now as well, so let's see. He's going to come out. We don't need to push that battery again because Tsunoda's dropped back again. This would be nice. A nice slow stop would be nice, Mercedes.
Yep.
When are you pitting again if you are? Lap 39 we're pitting next, so a couple of laps time. As George is going to be out in that nice gap, so he's absolutely fine. So we are going to be a lap down as well, so I'm going to go attack now. We're having a bit of attacking phase.
Yep.
20 laps to go. Alonso's pitting, so Sainz has got damage from that Hulkenberg incident early on. So yeah, we're looking at these Verstappen and Russell and hoping they're going to get worse and worse, these issues. Verstappen, gearbox still at 32%. Russell's engine 28%. Tsunoda 2.2 back.
Now there's been an issue in the pits.
Okay, Max had his second pit stop issue of the day. Alright, we'll continue to attack on these. So we're just coming up to Hulkenberg here. I hope he's going to get out of the way. Yeah, he gets out of the way nicely, so that's fine. So what we will do is we'll pit next lap with Danny Rick. So let's just push these tyres. Tsunoda battle continues then. We've got 2.3 on him. We need a better stop from the pit crew though. This time round. Here we go then. Hopefully the final stop. For Danny Rick, we're going to go back on softs. A bit of light work on the softs till the end. What did Hamilton, Stroll and the rest of them come out on? So Hamilton is on hard, Stroll on hards, Alonso mediums. I'd say we're a long way back. And what's Russell on? Russell's hards as well. That could be interesting. Here we go then. What can the pit crew do? That's a better stop. 2.4, we'll take that. And we're underway then for the last 27 laps of this one. As we drop out behind Perez, so we have been lapped now. At least it went 7 seconds. Yeah, exactly. I think the worst I've had is a 12 or 14 second stop. Absolutely disgusting behaviour. But we shouldn't have to come in again. Unless there's a safety car, of course. Then we might dip our toes in. So it's 11 seconds again to Russell, which isn't too bad considering he pitted, what, 3-4 laps ago? He's not made a significant gap on us. We'll just forward on a bit until Tsunoda comes back out. But yeah, we're getting these tyres to the end now. We're effectively going to finish on lap 56 for us because we've been lapped. Charles is pitting. Yeah, so Verstappen has now stopped and Charles now stopped and he's still ahead. So it looks like Leclerc is going to win the race. Tsunoda, yeah, he's definitely got to stop again, has Tsunoda. Surely he's going to go on some softs. Russell, we're not really gaining too much on Russell now, are we? It's a shame. We are getting these tyres up to temp, of course. Might be best just to speed that process up a bit, although we're going to have to get out of the way of Charles, it looks like here. Which isn't great, because that's going to lose us a bit of time, but just trying to get these tyres up to temperature a little bit quicker. That's better. Not conserve, sorry. We'll go back to light. Tsunoda pits now. So, not ideal that we had a bit of traffic there. Is that going to cost us in our fight with Yuki? See, we've lost a second or so to Russell as well. So, not gaining significantly on Russell. It's a shame. Yuki into the pits. Are we going to see he make a mistake? No, we're not. Oh, we should be clear here. I wonder what the gap is going to be. I think they were soft tyres, were they not? Pretty sure I saw softs going on, unless I've just made that up. Yeah, they were softs. Well, he's got 12% on us, so he can probably go a bit standard. But we've saved a lot of battery for when Yuki gets back up to us. We're just really wanting an issue in front of us. So a bit of no man's land, that's why we're forwarding a lot. Not what we tend to do normally. Yuki has just got out of the way of that traffic. But he might try and stick with them, and then that will cause us a bit of issues if we have to get out of the way and he's on their tail. The gap is down to 6 seconds, having to get out of the way of that. Russell, the gap is now starting to fall. Now our tyres are within the window that we need them. Under 10 seconds here. Now 7 seconds, so I think George has got a bit of traffic as well, yeah. So he's just got out of the way of Charles. It's dropped to 7 seconds there, 8 seconds. Tsunoda, we've got 6 seconds on. But my only concern there is when this traffic comes at us. Which is Verstappen and Sainz, because Tsunoda is basically within a second of those guys, I'd say, at the moment. He's dropping back now, so it won't be as bad, but it will probably, that gap could easily drop from 6 seconds to 2 or 3 once we have to get out of the way of both of those. Down to 7.5 to George. And we have a late fight here. Is it going to be George, ourselves, and Yuki? We need to be closing that gap a little bit more on George. Let's have a push on the fuel. Verstappen is on us now. Right. We'll go back to balance whilst this is going on.
Yep. Yeah, understood.
Right, we've got out of the way of Max there. Carlos has dropped a little bit back, hasn't he, from Max? But it is down to 3.5 seconds now to Yuki. Now back up to 8 to George because we had to get out of the way. We'd kind of need Verstappen and Sainz to catch Russell before the end of this race. I don't know if they will with 10 laps to go, though. There is Sainz.
Okay.
Colapinto in the pits and having an issue. This is mad. Look, Gasly is... Well, we're a minute ahead of Gasly, is Ricciardo. So there's such a gap between those top 5 and Tsunoda and the rest of the field. Right, tyres are where we need them, finally.
Okay.
But yeah, we're still a long way back off George. We do need a retirement here to make it a little bit juicy for us. How close is Carlos? He's getting there. We've probably got another lap or so. We have to get out of the way, but Tsunoda is gaining very quickly now. I think he's using that slipstream of Sainz. Don't forget, normally Yuki can battle it out with that Ferrari. Look, he's right on him. Sam, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Yeah, look at this. Yuki using the Ferrari. So we're going to be in big trouble here because he's just going to follow us. He's just going to follow him through here. Like Sainz is a blue light ambulance. We're going to get out of the way. And Yuki's just going to slipstream him past us. Unless he unlaps himself, which would be the better thing for us. And he is going to, so that is actually handy for us.
Okay.
What's Yuki's tyres saying? 72%. He's still got 6% margin, but he's not going to be able to push them much more than us if he continues doing that. Wonder how much batteries he's used as well. We've saved a lot of battery. It's down to 7.6 to George. Where is Max on George? Max will probably get to George, and that'll probably drop that gap to about 5 seconds. So if we can get it to 5 or 4 seconds, then it would mean about 2 seconds by the time Max gets past him. So there is still a chance of getting near George. But of course, we've got to fend off Yuki at the same time. And Yuki is definitely pushing hard now. Yuki's up for it. Oh, Yuki is up for it.
Okay.
Have to dump the battery here, but I don't think there's going to be much we can do, although we're getting quite a bit of a gap there. Yellow flag. Yuki looks like he's going to get past us here. Correa's had a spin. Oh, we've got to get out of the way of Perez. That's disgusting behaviour. Tsunoda.
I don't think we can do much more.
Tsunoda got out of the way of Perez as well. I think he has. He'll have to get out of the way of Sainz though as well. Tsunoda's going to have to get back out of the way here for Sainz. He does. Come on, Ricciardo. Get back on him. Yeah, Yuki is attacking on those tyres. He had 7-8% advantage. It's now within 2%.
Okay, understood.
But yeah, we're back to 9 seconds to George. We really need this group of cars to catch him. We need Verstappen, Perez and Sainz to catch George. And we'd be in with a chance then.
Understood.
6 laps to go then. Going to deploy out of here. We'll have DRS. But we'll... Perez has got a mechanical fault as well. Yuki's got DRS again because Sainz, and he's got good pace on Sainz. So this is not good for us because I think Yuki could probably stay with Sainz for the remainder of this race. Sainz has got damage as well. So that's what's helping Tsunoda. Naturally, Tsunoda is normally in that top 8 and he could challenge Sainz on a good day anyway, but especially with Sainz having damage, that's working well for Tsunoda because he can just use the car that's a lap ahead and just use him for DRS. So that's the issue that we've got here. Has Verstappen cleared George Russell? No, he's about to though. And Perez is just 1 second behind, so yeah, Russell is going to have to get out of the way of a couple of cars here, but of course we have now got to pass Yuki and George. So it's 8.5 to George at the moment, but that's because we had to get away of quite a bit of traffic, and now it'll be George's turn. I mean, I'll deploy out of here. I'm not sure there's too much point though, because...
Understood. Okay, understood.
Has Yuki got DRS again? I think he has. I'm going to ask... No, he hasn't. We could be through here.
Understood.
Yuki battling it.
Okay, understood.
That's fine, that's fine. It's hard to tell if Yuki's in DRS because we don't get the timings, obviously, to Sainz because he's a lap down. I went in clean air there because I was hoping Tsunoda wouldn't undertake, and then we'd just drive in clean air and take both of them, but didn't kind of work there. But if Tsunoda is not in the DRS, then we'll have a chance of taking him. Russell's obviously got out of the way of Max now because it's 6.2 seconds. He's got out of the way of Perez as well though, so he hasn't lost enough time there, I don't feel. So we've now got better tyres than Tsunoda. He's pulling a bit of a gap though, is Tsunoda here.
Okay, gotcha.
Try and use some of this battery to stay with him. Don't think he's got DRS to Sainz again this time. No, he's not got DRS again. Danny Rick has. Can we do a Danny Rick dive bomb? That's a long way back. Oh. Danny Rick, squeeze him out. Oh, Tsunoda's going to fight it back. We're still near enough side by side. A great little battle going on between ex-teammates now in real life. Yuki and Danny Rick. And I think we've now got his teammate Correa ahead of us, who needs to get out of the way. No team orders here. No team player blocking us, please, Correa. As he's out of the way of Tsunoda. We lost some time there. Oh, we're nearly a second behind. Correa's done his teammate a job there, I feel. Oh, we've got better tyre life. We can go aggressive. We're going to finish a lap earlier because we're a lap down. Tsunoda trying to bolt off here. It's 1.4 seconds. Need to get closer. Don't think we're going to catch George by the end of this race. We're not going to have DRS here either. Yeah, we've lost DRS. That's not great.
Understood.
Have to go attack. I'm going to have to keep deploying that battery. We're going to use a lot of it up though, but I need to get back into that DRS. Charles got a 23-second gap on Max here. Absolutely dominating. Come on, we're nearly back into that DRS zone. Right, back into DRS territory. Don't want to burn those tyres up too much.
Okay.
3 laps to go then. Will, thanks for the follow. Much appreciated. Oh, we're kind of dipping in and dipping out here.
Yep, understood.
Don't think we're going to have DRS. Tantalising close, but that was the detection zone. We're going to be just outside of it again. We'll deploy a lot of battery again here. So we should get close to him.
Okay.
Hopefully by turn 1. We're going to have to keep in that under 1 second. Tsunoda is doing a nice little job now on us.
Okay, understood.
It's Perez's fault is getting worse, but it looks like there's going to be no retirements here.
Yep.
5 seconds now to Russell, but it looks like he's done enough. His tyres aren't going to fall off a cliff either. Don't want to burn our tyres up too much here. 40%. Be touch and go with the tyres at this rate. Right, this is where we need to kind of deploy a little bit.
Okay.
Around these next couple of corners. Sam, thanks for the share as well, buddy. Right, we're closer. We are closer this time round. I'm going to drop back to standard. Those tyres are getting close to the edge.
Understood.
Right, we're closer. We're deploying. We should have, well, we will have DRS as well. This is the time, Danny Rick, to make the move. Tsunoda goes to cover him off, and he does. Aggressive defending from Tsunoda. We're going to try the outside, though, as Ricciardo switches round. The old switcheroo. Danny Rick back ahead of Yuki Tsunoda.
Okay.
It is going to be a job to hold on to it.
Okay.
Used quite a bit of tyre life there. Let's have a look at that one.
Closer look. And we're watching Daniel Ricciardo. The opportunity
Switch around the outside, and Tsunoda kind of got pinched on the apex there. Danny Rick into 11th, but this battle is not over because our tyres are about to go over the cliff at this rate.
Yep, understood.
Very hard to overtake around this track, so apart from that start-finish straight. So we just got to cool our tyres a bit. They're burning up. Is Charles about to start the last lap? He is. So this will be our last lap as well, what we're now coming on to. So I feel we've got enough there to go aggressive. And we can deploy out of that final corner. And I'm hoping if we can be ahead. Tsunoda's out of the DRS. This could be job done. Gonna dump all of the battery out of this final corner, or most of the battery. There we go. We'll harvest back into that first corner. He's 1.7 back. We're coming into a lot of traffic. So hopefully nothing silly what happens here.
Yep, understood.
This Williams could do with getting out of the way.
Yep.
What's he doing? It's that Albon. We're past Albon. We've lapped up to 15th ourselves even. Tsunoda 2.2 back. So I think we've covered him off. That's been a nice little battle with Tsunoda during this one. We're 3.5 off Russell. Is that because Russell's now got to let... Russell has got to let Sainz pass, hasn't he? Oh, a few more laps. 2-3 more laps with Russell getting out of the way of Sainz. And yeah, Ricciardo could have been on for a point here, but Russell is just about going to survive.
That's Leclerc.
Charles has won it then by a massive margin.
Winner.
Yeah, I don't even think Russell will have to get out of the way of Sainz by the end of this race. But as I say, another 2-3 laps, he would have lost a second and a half. We would have been within a couple of seconds. But there we go. Russell is rounding the final corner. There we are. We're 3.7 back on him now. But Ricciardo's just going to miss out on the points. But he's had a lovely little battle in the middle of the road there, the middle of the grid, with Yuki Tsunoda. And we come out on top. And Ricciardo, best of the rest yet again, doesn't get a point, but brings it home in 11th place for Team Lotus. And now just one more race to go. A bit of a dull affair, really, that one. Although it did liven up that battle with Tsunoda, but we just never had enough pace.
We can see Ferrari celebrating.
And Ferrari
now.
have
They
clearly
know
won
that
the Constructors.
title is theirs.
And they certainly had to work
They've
hard.
done it. Job done for Ferrari then. Constructors champions for 2024. But this is the full race results then. Charles Leclerc wins the race. Max Verstappen second. Sergio Perez third and takes the fastest laps of the bonus point. Carlos Sainz fourth. Lando Norris 5th, Oscar Piastri 6th, Fernando Alonso 7th, Lance Stroll 8th, Lewis Hamilton 9th, George Russell finished where he started, rounds out the top 10. Same ourselves, we finished where we started as well in 11th. Yuki Tsunoda obviously took the grid penalty. As I say, he is very quick in this game and in the RB. Typically his average position is around 7th or 8th, so he's up 10 places, but we do hold him off. And as I say, we didn't run Mick Schumacher. We need to save that engine until the final race of the season. So what does the Drivers' Championship look like? And Max Verstappen is champion then over this weekend. He has done enough. So Max Verstappen is the 2024 Drivers' Champion. Carlos Sainz is in second, but the fight now is on with Charles. Hi, Wilf. It's going well, buddy. Thanks. Hope you're well. Denny, where did you come in the end? We finished 11th, just outside the points. So yeah, Max has won it, but as I say, the championship battle now really is between second and third. There's 3 points between the Ferrari drivers, so will it be Carlos or Charles that finishes in second? Lando is fourth. He's also got a fight on for that fourth place with Sergio. Then Oscar has finished 6th, George Russell 7th, Yuki Tsunoda in 8th, Lewis Hamilton 9th, and Fernando Alonso 10th. Got Lance Stroll 11th, and then the rest of the point scorers include Daniel Ricciardo in 12th for 13 points, and Mick in 17th with that single point. And then Constructors, we saw there that Ferrari are Constructors champions, so they have done enough. They have won the Constructors Championship for 2024. Red Bull finished second, McLaren will finish third, Mercedes will finish fourth, and Aston Martin look likely to finish fifth, but RB still in with a little bit of a chance, and it looks pretty secure now that we will finish this year 7th. So points looked unlikely for a lot of the season, but we had a little splurry of points in the last 5 races, which has taken us from last up to 7th. Season objective was 9th, so it looks like we are definitely securing that, and looks like we will finish 7th. Williams 8th on 4 points. Alpine are 9th on 3. Kick Sauber on 3. And poor Haas still yet to score. Fastest pit stops. Did we do anything there? Yes, Ricciardo's stop was enough for 5th quickest and another 10 points. And doesn't move us up. Although we do close on Kick Sauber. So Haas are last in this as well. We might do enough on the last race of the season. Maybe to drop into 9th place. But Red Bull have won that championship. But they have also won the Drivers' Championship. So Max is the Drivers' Champion. Ferrari are the Constructors' Champion. And we now have a 1 race to go. How has the season gone? Assume it's the first. Yeah, season's been good. Season has been very good indeed. As I say, we were looking likely not to score any points this year. But a few races now. The last 5 races, we scored out of 4 out of the 5 races, which took us from last into 7th. Seasonal objective 9th. So very successful season, and hopefully when we start 2025 we'll start with a much better base car, so we'll be looking for regular points next year and then starting to head on the fringes of the podium, and then maybe season 3 will be podiums / maybe wins. That's the objective. Sad that Russell Verstappen didn't retire from the mechanical thing. Yeah, they managed to eke those issues out, which is unfortunate, because if even one of those were retired we would have sneaked a point. That's where this car is. We're kind of best of the rest. We need a bit of an error to capitalise on that. But yeah, as I say, we've got 1 race to go now in this 2024 season. Streaming this on a Tuesday and Friday from 7:15 PM BST. Unfortunately, I'm away this Friday, so the next stream will be next Tuesday. So a week today, we will finish this 2024 season. So a week today, we'll finish the season, and then next Friday, we'll kick off the 2025 season. So thanks for dropping in. If you haven't already, do smash a like on the video. Really does help me out. Please do subscribe or follow. If you're not watching this on YouTube, head to my profile either on TikTok or Twitch. You'll find YouTube in the bio. Click into that and you'll be able to see all the highlighted episodes of this series as well as the live stream. So do jump over to YouTube, subscribe and share some love there.